One of the many things artists such as me wish for is being able to grab a character and draw them in any pose, from any angle, in any form. That, my stars, is perspective and is a main skill I would need to have if I want to go further in my career as an artist. So allow me to tag you along in this painful, long process of acquiring an art skill. In today's case, perspective, at least trying to get there. I started off with the simplest perspective exercise, which I recently was taught in art class, the vanishing point and boxes. I drew a few simple boxes to get myself going to the line hang of everything, at least in digital, as I did this exercise first on paper. But alright, that was one of the boring things. Let's get into something a bit more fun. One of the ideas I had in mind was to take inspiration from the world around me. And since I was doing all this work in my room, I drew exactly that. Now, this isn't 100% accurate, nor is the perspective of this perfect, but it's a little insight to the space where I'm at while making these videos. The desk in the drawing is actually the desk I'm currently sitting at while recording this. That was one of the little things I did to get out of my comfort zone and to get better working around what I did in perspective. But of course, these two were merely for the fun of it. I wasn't really learning anything from these true drawings. That was when I came across this video, which I chose to start with. And oh my goodness, the way I was struggling with this one was unbelievable. I started by drawing a simple human base, just like in the video, to have a proper reference on the side. Then I got working, drawing the simple baselines and measuring them to get them the right spacing before starting my first attempt. And yes, you heard me right, the first attempt, because I can admit I did not get this on the first try. I tried to follow the video and do the same lines as there, but something just wasn't adding up no matter how hard I tried. So then I tried tracing over the drawing and trying to remake it. I used the different methods, starting with the body and doing the head last, and yet something was still looking wrong. So then I chose to redraw the baselines, thinking they were the problem, which to some extent they were, but that wasn't the whole problem. And while I did make the line straighter, the newer lines to make it look more stiff. And then finally I realized that I needed to use what I've learned it before. Yes, exactly, boxes. So then I began sketching the 3D boxes where I would fit the base, and while still keeping the idea of spacing the lines in mind. Only then did I start sketching the final attempt. Now, it didn't turn out as well as I wished for, but it was better than the sketches before. And yet, looking at the final result, I realized this didn't look human in any way. This was need to be involved with anatomy, which was a skill I'm still gaining. Then, I came across this video and realized how much of a fool I was. Don't get me wrong, trying the perspective I did wasn't bad, but it wasn't what I needed to start with. And since I was already running late with this video, I couldn't just restart it all. So, I just let myself continue onward with gesture drawing. This isn't exactly to the point of perspective, but it was something in the right direction. Getting the flow of the human body wasn't something I was used to drawing. These aren't perfect, and neither with my any other drawings, but with the little time I had, I believe I did fairly alright. But I won't stop learning, and I will definitely try to make a part 2 for this. But until then, if you have any recommendations for me, please comment them. I will continue using this video as a guide, which you should totally check out, as well as my other learning art videos. That's all from me today. I'll leave all the links to the videos I used this time in the description. And if you enjoyed, consider liking the video and subscribing. And while you're at it, you can go check out my Instagram and Tumblr. Remember to shine bright, my stars, and bye-bye!